Now, though this isn't necessarily exclusive to Marvel, Marvel's doing it a lot right now, and it's very frustrating. We've discussed this in numerous videos and how their release calendar and the fact that all of these characters are showing up different places, certainly in epic events such as the War of the Realms, which are these major crossovers. It's so damn confusing and it doesn't make sense. I don't know what it is about these guys in which they can't just put things on halt for the sake of continuity and for the sake of some sort of comprehensive timeline, something that makes any damn sense. And it doesn't make sense. And they used to do this back in the day when you'd have those major crossovers where whatever book was going on at the time of some sort of crossover, those events weren't neglected. And the characters, if they showed up in one book, they showed up in the other. Like, say, if they had their own book and then they showed up in the crossover event, often whatever was taking place in their own book coincides with what's going on in the crossover event. Now it's just a goddamn free for all, and it's not like they give a damn about anybody being able to keep up with this shit. Now, some characters and their own individual lines that are going on right now during the War of the Realms, they are crossing over. Some of even the goofy ones like Moon Girl and Squirrel Girl or whatever. And so those exist. Those exist. I don't want to undermine that those exist. But then you have other ones, such as Daredevil right now, which doesn't even have it. Hell, he's not even Daredevil anymore right now. He's just kind of doing his own thing because, his life is kind of going to shit considering the events that have taken place here. But then you got this shit where he's Daredevil and he replaced Heimdall and all of that. So it's a mess. It's an absolute mess to try to keep up with this. Wolverine's another one right now. I believe like the Infinity Watch. So the Wolverine's Infinity Watch is taking place obviously before those events. But again, if you can imagine somebody that wants to get into this, or even a person like myself that can try to tie this shit up, how confusing is that, Marvel? Like, what makes you think that's a good idea? And on top of that, the release calendar is shit in itself because you have events such as like this, right? This takes place after the War of the Realms 4 and War of the Realms 3, yet it's released the same week. And then you have other books that, all right, well, like during the War of the Realms, the shit took place technically 2 weeks ago, or or more so it's like after an event, or more so before an event that was released 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make any sense, and it's hard to try to piece this shit up. The release calendar for War of the Realms has been absolute shit. But what it does is it frustrates me because I'm seeing some of the characters that pop up in the War of the Realms, and they have their own books and they're just going on like it doesn't even matter. That shit that's not good for continuity. That's lazy. That's basically the writers, or more so the guys that are calling the shot saying, fuck it, go do y'all's own things. We're just gonna have this epic event that's not gonna have shit to do with your book, even though we're using the same goddamn character and it's supposedly existing in the same universe. And we're not, in a lot of cases, we're not even going to say whether this took place after or before those events. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's going to kill y'all to just put some shit on hold. Is that going to kill y'all? Or just do like you're doing with some of the other books and just have the events coincide with the main crossover. Why can't Daredevil have this book have its own War of the Realms? Like you're doing with Captain Marvel or some of the other characters. There's no need to have all these damn books with all of these same characters existing in the same damn universe, and then we're confused as to what the fuck is actually going on. Why is this character? These are two different books. These bitches were released the same week. These bitches were released the same week. You got War of the Realms, War Scroll, and then you have Daredevil, and these events don't have anything to do with shit. It's the same damn character. How does somebody keep up with that? They can't. It doesn't make sense. And I don't know if it's a money thing, like they're like, just fuck it, or if it's a lack of creativity. Like the higher ups can't just sit everybody down or send out some mass email saying, hey, if you're a writer, yada, yada, you need to code, you need to make these events make sense or what have you. Or which is the preferable thing, at least in my honest opinion, reserve major crossover events just for, take some time in between them. Take time in between them and make this shit cohesive. Hold this shit off. Like, is it going to kill y'all to say, all right, well, we're not going to have this book, we're not going to have that book, we're not going to have that book, because all of them are going to be showing up here, and we're just going to hold everything off? Is that going to kill y'all? And I get it, yeah, that's a difficult thing to do. But with all that fucking money y'all got over there, Marvel, y'all can't figure that out. But it's confusing, man, and it just makes no sense, because even what's going to happen, let's say at one of these issues they end up acknowledging the events, it just doesn't make sense. Bro, these goddamn things were released the same fucking week. You got this, so it's like, I gotta read this. All of this epic shit, cataclysmic, end of universe type of shit is taking place, and then right here where he's not even fucking Daredevil right now. I have a real problem with it. I know some people don't, but I think continuity is if not the most important thing about comics, where people's actions, the characters' actions, need some sort of consequence. And if you're going to have them exist in the same universes, which is the positive thing, so it brings it to life, make those events cohesive, make it make sense. Hold shit off if you have to hold it off. Pause a book, in a book, spend 2-3 months or whatever, however long you're spending, developing this massive crossover event with all of your characters. That's fine. Just hold the shit off. Just hold it off. Is that going to kill you to just hold the shit off? Instead of releasing it the same week. And again, the release calendar for War of the Realms has been a fucking mess anyway. Even if you took the dumb shit where you got characters having their own books existing, like Uncanny X-Men, they had to give the X-Men their own, like the Uncanny X-Men, this is just an example. So they give the X-Men their own War of the Realms thing where Cyclops and whatnot pops up, but it doesn't even get acknowledged in the current X-Men, Uncanny X-Men run. Which the not logical thing, at least to me, would have been, okay, just hold the shit off. Like, hold the shit off, or set it up to where it paused. Like, you went to issue 18 or whatever, Uncanny X-Men, and then the events of the War of the Realms took place, and then you picked it back up or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's too much to ask. I just don't think it's too much to ask. And if it is, meaning that you couldn't do that because the events that were taking place in your comic wouldn't make it make sense, that's on y'all. That means you're just really not giving a shit about trying to be on the same page with the events that are taking place in your books. It's fucking maddening, bro. It's maddening. And the only reason this is maddening, because, not the only reason, just one of the major reasons, is because I get asked the most about simply where to start with some of these Marvel comics, right? Or they hear about things, they want Marvel, it's a website, they saw War of the Realms, they saw them pumping up War of the Realms, and then I got to explain to them what's going on, or they want to get into it. And I'm like, well, I get that you may like this character, but this character has their own book, and I know it's existing right now. Hell, it's releasing on the same fucking week. But those events don't got shit to do with what's going down in this major crossover event, even though it's technically trying to exist in the same universe. It's so silly, but it's like a knock, or more so a slap in the face, to, I think, a lot of comic book fans and maybe even potential customers. Y'all got to get a grip.